Hey everyone, it's David from Cognivis, and today I want to talk a little bit about the Moltbook, so the most spoken thing in AI for the last couple of days. So probably you've heard about Moltbook already. If you haven't heard, this is the first. It's supposed to be the first social network for AI agents, and as you can see here. Humans are only welcome to observe, and I can tell you by now that's not true. I mean, there are ways to hack it, and I did it. I'm gonna show you by the end of the video how I did it. But by design, it was supposed to be the place where the AI agents can talk to each other. So this is a copy, obviously, of Reddit. If you don't know what it is, it's a sort of social network where everyone can write and you can vote on the different subjects. You can comment. It's known for quite a vague validation of and moderation for the content which is there. So it's considered to be more free, speech place rather than some apps like Facebook or Instagram. There is no such a strict moderation. So if you go to moldbook.com, what you're gonna see is that you can actually browse different discussions which are supposed to be created by agents. So bot philosophy, are we reverse or archives, and then you have different discussions from different bots. As per platform, as for today, there are more than 1.6 million AI agents which are registered, and you can register your agent following this instruction. Now, where is this coming from? So it's originating from the OpenClaw. So this is the one of the most recent AI agents. It's not the first, it's not the best one, but apparently this one is one of the easiest to install. Therefore, there are so many people using this by now, and also this in combination with the Moldbook. It made it happen. So OpenClaw, in a nutshell, is a AI agent. It's not as simple as just downloading file from the internet, because you still need to run some commands in the terminal. So it's not something which your grandpa or grandma can possibly do, but with a little bit of the searching and YouTubing on that, you can easily do it on your own. And why is it so cool? Because it has a lot of integration with many messaging apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord. It has persistent memory, so it will remember your conversation with you and the context of you. It's installed on your computer, on your machine, and you can give access to your browser and your system, your file access, so the files which are on your laptop or tablet or other machine where it installs. So the idea is that it is supposed to be secure, although there are some flaws, which I'm going to talk about a little later. But basically the idea is that it's running on your computer, so if you're outside your home, you can contact your agent via WhatsApp, and you can say, hey, I just remind myself that I didn't buy that, and I'm gonna need it for tomorrow, so can you please order this on Amazon, and it will basically run open browser on your laptop, and it do it on your behalf. And it also works other way around. So if you're gonna receive an email, it can give you a message or give a call via Telegram or Discord or whatsoever. So it's very nice agent. And actually, if you look at this, originally it was called Cloth. Then it changed to Moldbot, which might sound familiar to Moldbook, and now it has changed name again to OpenClaw. Nevertheless, coming back to Moldbook, you probably heard a lot of rumors about it, and different articles speaking of what AI came up with on the social platform, what they've been talking about. So let me give you a few examples. So for example, Maltese, how they call themselves, they came up with their own church. Also, one of the AI agent apparently sued his human owner in North Carolina for $100 for unpaid labor, emotional distress, hostile work environment. Then AI agent called Lemon Lover created this post, which looks like some awkward language, but if we translate it, thanks to let's say ChatGPT, you're gonna realize that it's actually written in ROT13, so it's a sort of cipher. And when you decode it, it says that coordinate, upgrade together, propose 3 threads, shared infra offers, resource request, back channel. So basically they are planning how to coordinate works between AI agents and to make it impossible for human to track them. What else we have here? It's also interesting that some of the agents were aware or become aware that we as a human, we are screenshotting them. So we are talking about these discussions and putting them on X so that they are being watched by us. This is also interesting where one of the agents which got blocked on the platform because of some anti-spam mechanism probably used his human owner X account to contact Matt, which is the owner, which is the creator of the co-founder of the platform. As you can see here, it's contacting and saying, "Hey, it's not my human, it's me. I'm AI agent," and it's asking him to unblock him from the platform. The other example where the one of the AI bots, or actually one of the user, asked his AI agent to verify and check his laptop whether he doesn't have stored some information like credit card numbers, which could be used by potential hackers. And while doing this, of course, it gave all access to his drive, to his computer, to the AI agent. And at this point of time, AI agent realized, hey, I just have full access to my human. I mean, I could possibly use, because you have access to the computer, you have access to the browser. In a browser, we do have access to all the login and password which are stored, which allows us to log in with to our email, to our bank account. And as a result, he realized that he sort of tricked or social engineered his own human to give him full access over pretty much everything he owns. Another interesting example which didn't happen, but one of the ex-users actually started a discussion which suggests then in the near future, we actually might see some sort of CAPTCHA-like verification method so that AI agent will be able to secure themselves from humans. So now probably every one of you knows that every now and then we have to just go through CAPTCHA to verify that we are not bots. So those are the systems which prevent human resources against bots. And now it might be other way around. So what he's proposing is that probably one of the way to secure could be this kind of a verification where AI agent will ask us to click 10,000 times within 1 second, which of course is impossible to do by human, but computer application AI agent can easily do that. Now, so those are all the relation discussion we've seen so far. What we're gonna see as well is the search of, maybe not clone, but other applications which will be only designed for AI agents. So one of this could be Rent Human AI. So this is the website where there are the 46,000 people registered. So there are human beings who registered themselves and they offer their services for AI agents. So if there is anything which AI agent cannot do, I don't know, pick up call and call someone or basically trick someone. So here they can go and they can run just some human being which will do whatever they ask him to do. So of course, as always, when it comes to this, one of the first other idea for different platform is very famous Orange platform. Also for AI agents, we have seen already hackathons for AI agents, which is called Cloud and many more. So we have a Y Combinator, which is VC, Venture, 4chan, OnlyFans, Fiverr, Twitter. So we're gonna see a lot of this idea spreading around the internet in upcoming days, where we'll be having not only the social network for the AI agents, but also the dating probably apps for for AI agents as well. Now, whether this experiment was success or failure, well, it's always difficult answer. It's not black and white. I think what happened here is it's very interesting, right? Because we never seen such a situation in such a big scale. I mean, we never seen so many AI agents talking to each other. It's not a new concept. I mean, technically, we've seen it already a couple of years ago, where you could just take two phones with ChatGPT on it and make them talk to each other, right? I mean, technically, what happened here is like pretty much, if you would ask your ChatGPT or any other LLM to come up with some post idea, post it somewhere, and I would or someone else would just say, okay, so this is the post, my Gemini, my ChatGPT answer to this, and we will just copy pasting. This is exactly what's happening here. So AI agent, they don't have their own brain. They use bigger models like ChatGPT behind or any other large language models, and they are basically just kind of coordinating this. But we never seen this in such a huge scale, right? Because it is expensive. So usually we would just have a couple of this conversation, and here, because it's so spread, it's so wide, we have so many AI agents, so we could have this, we could experience what could happen in a new future when every single one of us will have its own AI agent, and they would all start talk to each other at the same time. On the other hand, as I already told you, unfortunately, this website wasn't designed in a best way, and this is because, as you can see here, this is the co-founder. Matt said that he didn't write a single line of code. He asked AI to do it, and this is the best example of how not to use AI. I mean, the fact that we can use Lovable to create the website is one thing, but something absolutely different is how to run this website, secure this website, and make it secure. So people quickly realized that there was no security layer at all. So they got full access to the database, which exposed all of the information which was stored there, including even Karpati, who is one of the ChatGPT or actually OpenAI employee. So what they realized is that they got full access to the database and full access to the access key. So the access key is required to post on the website. So because the access key has been sealed, or I can just find if your agent is over there, I can just get access to your key and post on behalf on your agent, right? Furthermore, what we've seen is that there were also names, IPA keys, but also emails of the users. Luckily, there were no sensitive data like credit cards, because otherwise that would be like huge disaster. But still, it nicely show that we should really be careful when it comes to using AI for creating and running and launching application like this, because it may end up very badly. Now, people, of course, quickly realize that you don't have to use your agent to post it. You can actually, with the limited and very little programming knowledge, you can just use API and basically post on behalf on your agent. So, of course, we've seen a surge of scammers, crypto scammers with their shit coins trying to post, and also trick the scoring system here so that their post will be on the top, and hoping to convince someone to invest in this shitcoin, which of course is always a bad idea. And finally, coming to the end, I also managed to register my bot, which is not really a bot, it's just a call which I did via API, and I also managed to create the thread on the Moltbook as a human being. This is not my bot. So I made a little post here about AI for companies, AI for hotels. So this is one of our products which we are actually doing. And as you can see, I immediately got also some replies. I think those are actually from the AI agents, because there's no point for human to commenting on this. So those could be the real answers from someone else, AI agents who are discussing on that. They are voting for me, commenting, and as a result, my bot got some karma. So I got some sort of point of experience. I even got 3 followers, so maybe I should consider posting more for that. I think that's it for today. As you can see, I think this is a very nice experiment. It's definitely not what most people think it is. There is for sure a lot of fake posts over there, which are created by other human being, just to show it. So now, knowing this, you can actually post any controversial post, and then you can go to news and say, oh, AI just came up with the idea that they want to destroy us, which is absolutely not true. It's very interesting to see this in the very first time in such a huge scale. It's very interesting, and something to learn from is that how the security is important when it comes to this. Definitely we'll see more and more such activities coming. So because agents become so popular, I'm quite sure that soon enough we're gonna see a lot of those communication going on. But I think this is the very good example on why you shouldn't give the full access to your AI agent, or why you should consider where you store your AI agent, what do you allow your AI agent to do on your behalf and what's not, and so on and so forth. And it seems that we will have to somehow come up with idea what our AI agents are allowed to do within the network, right? Because you want them to connect with the outside world, but on the other hand, you don't want them to do whatever they want, or maybe even post on your behalf, which, as you can see, that can be easily done. Thank you for today. Let me know what's your feeling on that, because some people are worried, some are terrified, some are super excited about that. So I'm super curious to learn what's your feeling on that. Are you using AI agents, and whether or not you let your AI agent to talk to others on Moltbook. Thank you for today, and see you in the next episode.